Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Jason Schlarb after his win at the 2016 Hardrock 100.
That sounds really good.
You like that?
Man. That's just in there.
Yeah, we can just cut now. Yeah. Has it sunk in that you won Hardrock?
Wow, not fully at all, but aspects of it, goals met, and just the times that Killian and I managed to click off. I'm feeling really pretty happy. Surreal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you have any sense going into the race that you could run that fast?
I believed.
Okay.
Had I not, it probably wouldn't have worked out. Especially that 100 distance. If your head's not in a space that says yes, 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 then it's not going to happen. I was a little bit humble and a little bit even like I didn't want to tell other people what I was planning to do. Mm-hmm. And there's a little sheet that I made for splits, and I had Killian's course record pace on there. Yeah. And the next pace, the range was 24 hours and 40 minutes. And a lot of people would say, what are you thinking about doing? This is your first time? Killian ran that. So I was scared. I didn't necessarily always believe, but it's if you don't believe that, it doesn't happen. Yeah. So yeah,
obviously, like somebody like Killian has like an ambiance of like being unbeatable at like 100-mile distance, that sort of thing. I mean, one Western State's accepted in the heat. Was there any time when you were running with him just being like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this?
Yeah, Killian likes to run with people. Yeah. He likes to be entertained. He runs this. A lot of these races, I think, because of the event and the culture, but then also, he's competitive and he always blows the socks off course records and his competition. And I think one of the trends that you see with Killian is that he will run with some people in the first 30K, 50K, depending on the distance, and then be like, all right, thanks, you have a good time. And so I felt like I didn't want to have that happen. Yeah. I didn't want to be, other people have had bad days after, living in that surreal light of, I'm running with Killian. Yeah, I can do this. And then, bam, they have a really tough second half. And so there was a point at around 20 miles or so after going past Grant Swamp and stuff, and that I was like, oh no. I'm fitting this category.
You're that guy.
I am the cat and mouse with Killian, and I am the mouse. How is this going to turn out? And I was like, quickly, I got in the headspace. All right, third place. Let's see if we can get in the 24-hour range. Let's do this. It wasn't that wonderfully pleasant. There's a lot of doubt in there. But I thought that was kind of a scary point, and I quite frankly didn't expect to see those guys. Yeah, I fully in my heart. I didn't completely believe that I'd see Xavier and Killian. I thought maybe one of the two might, have something bad happen, but to catch both of them, was.
So Xavier was out in front of you for a while.
Yeah, Xavier and Killian took off, and I was alone on Camp Bird Road. That was kind of my pity party. That was the stuff I was just describing was happening on Camp Bird. Yeah, and I picked up a pacer in Ouray, and. First pacer of my life, so I didn't know how. I thought at one point I might have to say, "Go away." Yeah. I just want to do this myself. But he actually really did his job.
Who was there?
What's that?
Who was it at that point?
His name is Andy Wellman. He's a guy. He's a local. He lives in Ouray. So he just ran out of his house and right up Bear Creek, and he said he was absolutely blown away at the pace. And I said, "Really? I can't tell because I'm in." 40 some miles in, I don't know how fast I was really going, and he said it was incredible. He said like he could barely keep up, and all of a sudden we're over at American Basin below Handy's, and there's Xavier. I pass him and catch Killian on top of Handy's Peak. So
you caught Killian going up Handy's.
Correct.
What are you thinking at that point?
There's a lot of volunteers that are saying, Killian's looking back. He knows you're coming. Like wow, you're making him look at you. So that was kind of, it was motivating. It was like, oh my gosh, is this happening? And right at the top of Handy's, we basically started running together. Yeah. And from there, we just had kind of a party together.
Yeah.
you know, and it was a party that wasn't necessarily like he was just like kind of dealing with me, which I didn't want to have, and I would have asked him to leave had that been the case. But we kind of pushed back and forth. We were both, you know, running fast. We were running hard. We got into Chapman. Not Chapman. Is that Chapman over in
Sherman?
Sherman.
Yeah.
We got into Sherman, and the aid station guys are like, "You're 20 minutes up on course record pace." And it was just it didn't sink in. I was like, "Oh my God, you know, what is going on here? This is a dream come true." So it was a little bit out of my mind.
So some people who were at Sherman, I think it was at Sherman, said that, like, you know, you were both in the aid station together, and like Killian was like done doing his stuff and like waited for you. Was there any frustration of like, Killian, you're done, like get going, like, or what was going on in your head then?
You know, really, actually at Sherman, we were eating bacon and pancakes. And he was at one table and I was at the other one, and we were sitting there, and this kind of set the mood for the rest of the race. We were running still really, really fast, but we get to these aid stations and we kind of like decided, because we were together, there's no rush of like, oh, there's somebody coming, I gotta hurry, or, oh, you know, I want to catch that guy, he's 3 minutes ahead. So we kind of spent too much time, in my opinion, at the aid stations and probably lost the course record because we had 3 rounds of bacon. Nice. You know, and I would look over him and he'd be eating, and I'd be like, okay, I can get some more. And so every aid station all the way through Cunningham, we
had an food eating contest.
I've never done that. You know, I'm a classic American that goes through there.
But we saw Killian 2 years ago and he set the course record. He did the same thing. It was very cold that night, so like he was kind of like sprinting between aid stations and then stopping, warming up, eating with purpose.
Yes.
But like it was a different perspective for you.
Yeah, it was. And it was kind of, it started to weigh on my mind. How is this going to finish? How is this going to end? Is Killian going to all of a sudden, you know, get that, you know, power and strength to leave? Or, you know, am I maybe going to?
Yeah.
You know, is he going to, like, you know, falter? Because, you know, he was coughing a little bit. You know, I think his lungs might have been bothering him just a little bit. His voice was a little bit funny. It sounded like they had a little bit of a cold. But, I mean, he's Killian. You know, he definitely never complained about anything on his body. So, yeah, it was wild.
So was there any point where you thought about, like, maybe I should push the go button and try to gap Killian a little bit?
No. You know, at that point, I was really happy to just be doing this with such a cool guy. We were talking about my ski tour around Ski Hardrock. We were talking about some of the lines that he's done. He came here a few years back to Telluride in some December and is talking about the chutes and like the names of them. And I said, yeah, I've done that one, I've done this one. And, you know, Emily's recovery, we were talking about her running and that she did Mont Blanc, you know, that kind of stuff. So it was like a true like fellowship and friendship.
Now, was it, I mean, for the mere mortals among us, like, were you talking on the uphills, or were you mostly saving that for the downs and maybe some of the flats? Or
that was happening earlier in the race.
Okay.
You know, once we got in and it was dark, you know, we would complain about the road sections together. But when we were working, it was.
So going up Sherman, you weren't chatting away that climb. No. Or a little giant.
No. We were encouraging each other. You know, it was pep talks.
Yeah, but
you know,
quick pep
good
talk.
job, Killian. You are so amazing. You know, and you say, good, bravo. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, but it wasn't the long-winded. You know, how's life at home going on? No.
So how did it come up? Like, did it come up for you guys to finish together, or?
Yeah, you know, because the race is so long, you can't talk about running in together, you know, 30 miles out, because something can happen, etc., etc. You don't want to kind of commit to that with another athlete. So I knew that there at some point, you know, was going to happen, and we were at Cunningham, and we were leaving the aid station, and Killian's like, do you want to go ahead? You can go if you want to go faster by yourself. You know, another moment in my life, right?
Chalk out.
And I said, no, Killian, you probably can go faster. It was like one of those, oh no, after you, oh no, after you. And then Killian said, it would be, you know, wonderful. It makes sense that we would go finish together if you want to come with me, you know, join me. And I'm like, you know, it would be an honor. It'd be great. And it was perfect. It was the right thing. Nobody compromised. Luckily, we both were running a pace that we were happy with, you know, to go with each other.
So did you guys back off the pace? Not to an easy point, but did you guys kind of like settle into like, a good, efficient, comfortable pace then, knowing that you were going to finish together, rather than like dogging it to the...
We didn't. What happened was that, you know, we got to the top, you know, with 7.5 miles to go on the top, going down at Arasta, how do you say it?
Arasta Gulch. Yeah.
Arasta Gulch. And my pacer knew some splits, and he's like, I told Killian, let's run together, but I'd really like to, one of my goals, one of my heroes of past is Kyle Skagg's time, you know, 23:23. That was a record that lasted for many years.
Yeah.
I would love to be under that. And so I told Andy, hey, you know the splits, what do we need to do to get under that? And Killian said, yeah, that would be good, let's do that. And so we started to really bomb downhill, and we were running like 6 something pace. It was fast. Maybe it was 7, you know, but it was super fast. We were moving really quick. And then our pacer, Andy, said, you know what? You might be able to go under 23 hours.
Yeah.
And Killian said, yes, we must. And it was the first time, like, I actually saw his, like, you know, we're going to do this. You know, and I was like, okay, yeah, we are. So we even met up with Emily over at the ski area, and she's like, what are you guys doing? You know, because, you know, the reaction that you had, of, oh, you're running it together, there's no need to be killing ourselves.
Yeah, not to kill yourself. Like,
and she's like, you know, you're sprinting through town. What are you doing? And, you know, we only had a couple minutes. And so we just pushed all the way through. So grabbed hands, kissed the rock. I said, you kiss one cheek of the ram, and I kissed the other. And that was how it went.
Did you guys like go 3, 2, 1 to kid?
No, we were luckily holding hands, so we didn't have to like coordinate the kiss.
Yeah, it was implied what was going on.
Yeah.
So what was like the highlight during the race?
During the race, well, you know, I mean, gosh, just the accomplishment of being able to run under 23 with Killian. I mean, that aside.
Yeah.
I'd never seen Island Lake during the summer, and I purposely didn't run there this summer because I wanted to just have that wow factor and that kind of Christmas gift on race day. And I've been up there twice skiing, but it's not that impressive of a spot when you're skiing. It's beautiful, but the lake, obviously,
it's a basin.
It's just some snow with a mound in the middle. So that was one of the most that truly was one of the most awe-inspiring, beautiful spots. But it also accompanied one of my most proud moments of bombing down Grand Swamp with a whole crowd, slew of spectators, and I think I heard some people chanting USA because both Killian and I were standing right next to each other on top of the pass, and Killian's world famous for his descending.
Yeah.
And I beat him down.
Nice.
That was.
And you came out in one piece.
And I didn't hurt myself, and I ended up catching him later. So that was probably my most proud moment. But I will say my quads were my limiting factor for the rest of the race.
Really?
Probably because of that. But, you know, to sprint down and beat Killian down that scree field.
A little pride before the fall.
Yeah. You know, he probably wasn't giving as much effort as I was, but we were going as fast.
You got him.
I got him. I beat Killian on a scree field descent. Yeah?
There you go.
That was a highlight.
So, you got Hardrock under your belt. Tomorrow you fly to the Alps.
Yep. It's off to Europe, and, you know, I don't think I'll run for maybe 7 to 10 days, but start hiking, start walking.
Yeah.
And get in the Alps, get used to that different kind of terrain. So, yeah, I have the fitness. You know, what does 23 hours mean at UTMB? I think it's
something faster.
Something pretty good.
Yeah.
So I just need to take this fitness and be confident in it to not push too hard in the next 6 weeks at all, and just maintain.
The hay is in the barn.
Yeah, exactly.
Just get specific fitness.
Recover, and then get some specific fitness, like you said. It's a little bit more running, so I'll do that in the 2-week block that I have. You know, 2-week recovery, 2-week taper, 2 weeks of a little bit of work.
So you're not going to overindulge.
No, you know, I spent 3 months in the Alps 2 years ago with my first UTMB run, and I know that running too much in those super steep mountains is not a great idea right before the race.
So you've been fourth at UTMB, but I mean a gap up to the wind. Does this kind of give you the confidence to like, I can maybe really actually win this thing?
It gives me butterflies right now.
Yeah.
You know, and quite frankly, you know, I always have dreams and goals, but when you have, you know, some evidence that maybe something's really, truly possible in the near term, you know.
I mean, because Xavier's got 2 titles. You beat him here, and Killian's got a couple, and you ran with him.
Yeah, a little bit apples and oranges. This is the San Juan.
Oh, of course.
High Alpine.
There's a lot more walking here.
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
I try to be absolutely as humble as I possibly can.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I'm gonna go out there and I can take this fitness. And you know, I wasn't counting splits. You know, just being told at that Chapman or whatever it was called over by like
Sherman.
I probably do the same at UTMB. I go on feel and effort.
So you're not going to be rushed by that
No,
silly...
I'm not going to be like, oh, you know, I want to get under 21 or go for a course record. It'll be effort and feel, and then in the, you know, the latter half of the race, it'll be who's in front of me or who's not in front of me and who's behind me. So.
Well, for now, congratulations and really enjoying Soak Up.
Thanks a
the
lot,
win here. And
hey, congratulations to you and your second finish.
Thanks.
Nice work, man.
So, I guess you'll come back and try to become a true hard rocker next year?
Yeah. Well, I've skied it the other direction.
Oh, that's true.
No, I don't think I can turn down a free spot in Hardrock.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, see you back here in a year.
Yeah, sounds good, Brian.